First of all, thank you very much, Ramesh, Swati, and Janaagraha for inviting me to this function. Well, I've been associated with the urban sector for the last 12, 13 years. And one of the areas we thought decentralization was necessary was giving powers, functions and functionaries, as Mr. Naidu said, so that the city governments could take on their works. But I'm afraid to say that despite all these years and efforts that we have made, very few cities have been able to really empower, give functions or finances or functionaries for the city administrations to function. Come to think of it, I think we tried to incentivize it through an agenda of reforms, where we made devolution of powers and funds to the states as one of the mandatory reforms for accessing funds from the Urban Renewal Mission. While some work has been done in this regard, much more needs to be done, because we keep hearing that this has not happened, or the powers are not there, or the manpower is not there. Some studies were conducted, I was also associated with them, and to our utter horror we found that devolution of funds had not happened, resources had not been given. But then looking back, one realizes that, nobody empowers anybody. I think when we carried out the 73rd and 74th Amendment, I only wish there was another schedule to the Constitution specifying powers of the city governments, so that they would not have had to depend on the state governments. Some state governments have made some progress, but anyway, wherever it has happened, it's being celebrated. I'm happy. Janaagraha is continuing this, and this, I'm sure, also sends out a message that this is a job worth doing. Those who have carried out, they are being celebrated, they are being awarded. Others, I'm sure, would also draw lessons that cities, efficient management of urbanization of cities is going to be at the core of India's future growth story, because we all know cities have now become the powerhouses of economy. 60 to 70% of the GDP comes from cities. Cities, in the manner urbanization has happened so far, it has been largely the existing city-centric, or most of the time metro-centric. This model in itself requires some rethinking, whether we can continue to overload already overstressed cities, where infrastructure and services are crying for all kinds of strengthening. In any case, beyond the point, the economies of scale become diseconomies. We have to also think in terms of setting up of new cities. I've been talking about it. I'll be very happy to see some new cities coming up along the corridors that are being opened, whether it is the industrial corridor, or it's the freight corridor, or it's the golden quadrilateral. There are golden opportunities where more new cities could be incubated. In NCR Planning Board, we did try to incentivize some of the members of NCR region to take up incubation of new cities. Anyway, so thank you very much for inviting me. I have enjoyed thoroughly. So I'm glad I'm connecting back to Janaagraha in one form or the other. Thanks Ramesh, thanks Swati. All the very best. Carry on the good work you're doing. You're working despite all challenges and handicaps that I understand. So God bless you. Thank you.